What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Bali.
If he cheating, I'm doing him worse. No Uno, I hit the reverse. I ain't tripping the grip in my purse. I don't care, cause he did it first. If he cheating, I'm doing him worse. I ain't tripping the grip in my purse. I don't care, cause he did it first.
We are back here in this beautiful villa. Before I start, let's have a look at this crazy view. What an insane view to wake up to. Every single day, waking up to this is magical. So yeah, here in Bali, staying for the last 2 weeks, I think. But today's gonna be a raw day in the life video where I'm gonna be showing you kind of what I do in an ordinary day in the life. As you can see, there's windows everywhere and they don't have curtains. I'm not a big fan of this, and that's why I do not sleep in this room. I'm gonna show you where I sleep in a second.
Shut the fuck up!
Don't care about my uncle, don't care about my uncle, don't care about my uncle.
I realized a long time ago that no matter where I am, no matter which country, which house, which hotel, the room has to be fully blacked out. If it's not fully blacked out, I cannot sleep properly. I noticed that it works much better for me than waking up with the sunlight hitting you, and there is actually a few studies that show that sunlight waking you up is not good. You will not get the best REM sleep, and so I am a bit of a sleep hacker. I want to have the best sleep possible. Full blackout curtains, number one. Number two, you need to be in a fully air-conditioned room at a certain temperature because our body heats up at night, especially under the covers. So those are the two things. Fortunately, this house doesn't have blackout curtains, doesn't really have any curtains. So at 6 a.m., you're gonna be woken up if you're sensitive like me. Can you see this? This is the blackout curtains. This is the room that I sleep in. I've had some of my staff do DIY curtains. So they've taken rubbish bags and they've sealed them onto the outside of the windows so that you don't get the sunlight coming in. Didn't know it was that easy. It's crazy. Let's keep going. I wake up, very first thing I do is I cut a lemon in half. Try your best whenever you can to get the highest quality water you can. Water is so important. The goal here is to have warm water and not hot boiling water. You can research right now what drinking a little bit of lemon in the water will do first thing. It's incredible for your digestion, it's incredible for your skin, it's incredible for your energy. The reason that I use this over a kettle is because in a lot of hotels, villas, wherever you're staying, the kettles are always gross. This to me is a little bit better, so then I would rather take the water from the bottle, heat it up myself, and yeah, let's go outside to the grass. So after I have my lemon water, for me, the very first step is go outside and get some sun. I know that's not possible for a lot of people, and I see a lot of people that live in cities that maybe it's a little bit cloudier, let's say London. Even if it's a cloudy day in winter, I would rather go outside and stand under the sun. Even if you can't see the sun is still there. So come out here, do some grounding. I just do very light stretching in the morning just to get my blood flowing, get the body moving. This will help me to have a little bit more energy versus whether I just get straight out of bed and then I go on my phone and do work. There's a very big difference between those two. If I'm going for option one, which is this, versus two, I'm gonna feel way happier, way more energy, and my days are gonna go a lot better. All right, now we're done with the stretches, so it's time to get hydrated and caffeinated. I've shown you this in many videos in the past, but I generally start the day with electrolytes. When you wake up, your body is dehydrated. And a lot of people, what they'll do, the very first thing is they'll drink a coffee, which further dehydrates you. Before you drink your coffee, make sure every single time you're drinking enough water. So this is the brand I use, it's called Ultima. Almost 99% of all electrolytes that you find on the market contain a lot of fillers that are actually toxic for you. And it blows my mind that people do not read the ingredients on there and just drink it blindly. So before you get your electrolytes, please make sure you read what is inside of it. This applies to anything that you consume. If you don't know what some of the ingredients mean, go onto Google, go onto ChatGPT and ask it. You can take a photo of what it contains inside, put it into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, what are all these things? Almost 99% of all electrolytes contain fillers and other harmful and toxic ingredients, which are not good for you. You think that they're hydrating you, but really they're actually doing damage. A lot of the very famous brands, it's one of the things that really triggers me is people are willing to put their name and their face on a brand and a product that is actually harmful for you to be drinking. And I want people to be drinking the right thing, not the wrong thing. So time to get hydrated. Only now that I'm hydrated will I drink my coffee. Alright, so I tend to every single day, Monday to Friday, as soon as I wake up, I'm researching everything. You want to find out what's happening in world politics, you want to find out what's happening in the economy, everywhere. This is what I do. So the websites that I use, first one, CNBC. CNBC is going to give you most of the financial news that you need. The second one, I go onto Bloomberg. I use another platform called Seeking Alpha. It does cost money. I think the more things that you can get access to, the better. I basically monitor these 3 websites all day long. I have subscriptions to them all. Also, one of the greatest platforms that we have for like breaking news, especially in finance and the economy, is Twitter. If you're always on your phone, it means that you're gonna get access to that news or whatever is occurring first. And sometimes these events that happen require timing. So let's use an example of GameStop, right? A few months ago, the guy from GameStop, came back on Twitter, and his account, coming out of hibernation, he made a tweet. All of a sudden, GameStop skyrocketed within minutes. It went up 20, 30, 40% straight away. So the person that was on Twitter and that saw that was able to get in. If they were willing to take that risk, they were able to get in straight away. I got in straight away because I was active searching what's going on. Now, most of the most successful people that I know, millionaires, billionaires, all your favorite influencers and gurus, live on their phones. If they pretend like they don't, they're fucking liars. All the most successful people that I know, I'm talking about multi-billionaires, will reply to me within 1 minute. So if I'm getting a reply from somebody who's got so much going on in their life in just 1 minute, that means that they are always active and seeing what's going on in the world. They may pretend like they don't, but I think that this is one of the most important things, is to always be seeing what's going on. So I'll analyze everything, I'll see what's going on. Crazy, I did not see Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at 61K right now. I actually was holding, I think $5 million worth, and I sold it the other day at 66. That was something that I got lucky with, the timing. We're in a very pivotal moment right now. The Fed was very, very late to act on anything. They tend to react rather than take initiative every single time. Now, life's not all about being serious all the time. It's not all about grinding. It's not all about hustling. There's a lot more to life. Life is very short. It can end like that. Regardless of what's going on in your life, whether you're making money, whether you're not making money, whether you're suffering, whether you're struggling, some days it's more important, some days it's less important. But every day you have to be grateful for why we're here. We were put on this planet to do something. I still don't know what I was put on this planet to do. Maybe you don't either. But I think the purpose in life is to figure that out. Maybe that's gonna take 50 more years for me, for you, who knows? But we take every day at a time, and so you got to enjoy life a little bit. Now it's time to go to the gym. Got the essentials, Apple Watch so I can see my cardio, and then I'm gonna eat because I fasted all day. I just have the electrolytes and I have coffee, and then I eat a very light meal before the gym. Chia seeds, chia pudding, overnight chia pudding. It's a famous one. I'm sure you already know about this, but yeah, head to the gym.
If I face me another, I die here. I'm just praying I make it till Friday. Either way, I'ma die with my pride.
Alright, so now I'm gonna be doing zone 2 training, which is about 40 minutes. If you don't know about zone 2 is one of the most beneficial forms of cardio. Burns a lot of fat, it gets your endurance up. I try to do this a few times per week, roughly 40 minutes to an hour. If I'm not interested in lifting weights, I'll always try to get onto a treadmill and do zone 2. I notice the benefits are massive for me, and it's not high intensity, so you're not going to be exhausted after it. You're not going to take a long time to recover. If I was going to run 8Ks or 10Ks, at a fast pace, then I'd be a little bit tired the next day, to be honest. But when I do zone 2, I feel great afterwards, and the next day I don't need any recovery. So you see zone 1 there. So basically I need to increase the speed, get my heart rate going a little bit more, and then I will head into zone 2, and then the goal is to stay there as long as I possibly can, or as long as I want to, because I don't want to kill myself. But usually you have to run at a very light pace so you can still talk. I can still talk to you. It's not meant to be a very fast run, so I can still communicate. I'm not exhausted. I'm not gasping for air as if I was running, because the pace is very slow, and still I'm in zone 1. So because it takes me a long time to get my heart rate up, it means that my cardio is pretty good. So now I'm in zone 2. I'm going to try to stay here for around, let's say 45 minutes to an hour, depending how I feel. And yeah, this is a crucial part of my day, my week. Like, if I'm not exercising, then I'm not going to feel good. exercising is the absolute #1 most crucial thing for your mental health. #1 antidepressant. Every single time you exercise, afterwards you feel amazing. So this is something that you need to be doing every single day. It doesn't matter whether you don't want to do it, it's all about discipline. All right, now we're done. I see a lot of guys that come to the gym, they're walking around on their phones, scrolling TikTok. I'm trying to get in here, be efficient, and get out of here as fast as possible. I don't want to spend all my day in the gym, so let's get out of here. Okay, so now we're back at the villa. It is time for the first proper meal of the day. I used to work out on an empty stomach a lot, but I found that it didn't work well with me. So if I'm gonna work out now, I'll try to eat a very, very light snack or meal, and that isn't affecting me too much. And then later on in the day, I'll have my first proper meal of the day, nutritious meal of the day. So now we're gonna get something nice and healthy to eat. So let's go to the kitchen. So now I take my Apple Watch off. I will only use this at the gym, and I think that you should not wear an Apple Watch or any type of smartwatch all day long, especially not while you're sleeping. This emits too much EMF. Now we as humans already have way too much EMF in our lives. We've got our phones that we sit and hold all day long, then factor in all the other devices. Like I use my laptop, I've got screens, then we've got Wi-Fi signals all around us, 5G. I'm very big into all this sort of stuff because I myself am very sensitive. This means that I feel things a lot more than other people. And when I'm around a lot of EMF, I notice that it makes me sleep really, really bad. I feel a lot of brain fog, like I don't think as clearly as, let's say that I go to the mountains with nothing else around and there's not many Wi-Fi signals. I notice it's a huge difference. Like my sleeps have always been the most incredible when I'm not in a very heavily populated area with too many people, too many connections, cell phone towers, all that sort of stuff. That may sound crazy, but I know for myself what works and what doesn't. Personally, I don't think this is actually very good for many people to be wearing, but I do want to track myself when I'm running to see which zone I'm in, and that's practically the only reason that I'll wear this. Otherwise, as soon as I'm done with my exercise, this comes off and I do not wear it any longer than I need to, and I recommend that you don't either. Thank you. We got organic extra virgin olive oil, organic apple cider vinegar. This is what I will put in the dressing for my vegetables. My body prefers to be vegetarian. That does not mean that I do not eat meat. I eat a lot of meat multiple times per week, but you have to take some days off where you're just eating vegetables. For me at least, it's too much every single day. So now I'm gonna enjoy this dinner. It's currently 9:54 p.m. in Bali. The stock market has been open for over 20 minutes, and now I basically just monitor and see how everything opens. So yesterday we had Microsoft and AMD's earnings. The guidance was a lot better than people thought. So because AMD did so well in their earnings, in my opinion, the two most crucial earnings that are coming up, which are going to sort of cement where we go for the next few months, whether we're going to be bullish, whether we're going to be bearish, is Meta and Nvidia. Now, if Meta does well, and they're actually reporting later today, my time, so around 4:30 a.m. they'll be reporting their earnings. I'm gonna stay up for those, unfortunately. As soon as Meta reports, we're gonna have some more insight into where things are going with AI, how the spending is going. So that's the first catalyst, but the biggest one of all is Nvidia. Now, if Nvidia beats their quarter, like we think they will, because it seems like the demand is off the charts for Nvidia. Everyone is saying they can't get access to these chips. You know, these chips are very, very expensive, and companies are putting hundreds of millions of dollars just to get allocations of them. I am holding a little bit of Meta, which I will show you now, but Meta has actually been a great hold for me. I first bought Meta 2 years ago. I bought it at $90, and then I sold it at around $300. I wanted to see what happened with the price. It stabilized a bit, and then I ended up buying again, selling. I have several accounts for all different purposes, from long-term investing, which I don't touch, swing trading. All of these things can be adjusted depending on what's going on in the world, the economy. So as you can see, I have $3 million in Meta at average price of $4.79. So I actually am down because I bought it a couple weeks ago. So there you can see I'm down 52,000. Today the daily profit is 49,000. Here I've got $3 million in Meta, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen tonight. The current price is $471. I know it looks a little bit crazy, but the broker that I use gives away way too many sensitive details just if I want to show you the daily profit. So right now you can see, and I'm only showing this for inspiration purposes, because you see today I'm up $1.2 million. This is not from earnings, this is not a swing trade. This is just one of my portfolios, and this is any given day. That is every single day for me. $1-2 million either up or down. It's been like this for years for me now. It was around 2016 where I started seeing millions of dollars fluctuating on a daily basis. And so nowadays, when I see these numbers, it makes me feel zero. There is no emotion attached whatsoever. My emotions are completely detached. I don't really celebrate and I don't really stress out. Either way, they're just numbers to me, and I've been used to these sorts of movements for a very long time. So I don't let money get to me emotionally. Like, I've become so detached from money that my emotions were well out of it many years ago. So when I see these days, you know, 1.2 million, the other day it was like a $3 million day. It's just an ordinary day for me. It's Wednesday night. I'm sitting here just chilling. I'm not out celebrating. Most other people would be out. And I know that I could clickbait people with these numbers very easily, because you see all these other guys, all these gurus, they're showing you the drop shipping, they're showing you the sales, they're showing you the revenue, but in reality, how much money are they actually making? Yeah, today's gonna be a big day with Meta. We'll see how they go. I just have a little bit of money in there. It's not gonna make or break me. This is a long hold for me. I think that Meta for the future is a very necessary hold, because Mark Zuckerberg is an incredible leader. I think as a CEO and as a leader, he really gets it. And a great testament to that is a couple years ago, he invested heavily into the metaverse. He took a gamble, he took a risk, putting all his eggs into one basket. The metaverse wasn't a big hit like he thought it was, but how quick to act he was to change things, to get rid of staff, to stop spending as heavily as he was, and to take drastic measures to fix things. There's not many leaders that can do it as good as he did. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, this guy, you can bet on him. As long as he's gonna be at that company, I think that the company is just gonna keep growing. He's an innovator, he's a pioneer. I'm heavily inspired by him, and you should be as well. I know he's not the most charismatic guy, but I think in order to reach the level that he has, you have to be a little bit socially different. I think the most brilliant minds in the world, socially, the two just don't match. You cannot be an incredible social person. You have to be a little bit different to everybody else. I think that I am nowhere near the level of these guys, and that's why I can only look at them and admire them and look at them and hope that one day I can be even 1% as clever as they are. For now, I'm gonna be here researching, analyzing, seeing what's going on in the economy, and I'll be paying attention to Meta earnings later today.
Well, let's talk about Meta now. Q2 numbers out just moments ago. Shares there are moving higher after beating on the top and bottom lines.
Check on shares of Meta here. They are higher by about 5%. CEO Mark Zuckerberg saying on the call to expect significant